I don't sleep here. I have a bed. It's real. Hey everyone. Hi, it's Chris. Hello. I hope you're having a great day. You know who's having a great day? The devs who made that Valheim game, because god damn boy, that shit's popping off. Good load. Good load almighty. So this game is a Viking survival crafting game. Ever since this kind of genre just got invented by maybe Minecraft, I'd say, where you just have to build stuff and survive in a sandbox world, there have been so many different takes because it's so imaginative. I always have a problem with it because my ADHD just starts kicking in. My mind is just being absolutely body slammed by my inability to focus and create something compelling in the world that's interesting. Every time I look at Minecraft, I swear to God, they're building the, the Mona Lisa equivalent of just like pure art, and then I'm over there and I'm like, I made 4 walls. How do you make a bed? Like, I just have no idea what's happening. Even though I did get into the early beta, I just never could stick with it. Other games have come along. Rust, great example, suddenly became popular again. I don't really know why. Other games like that, Ark. I know there's way more, I just can't think of them at this very moment because of said ADHD, but guess what, gamers? There's a new game, Valheim. It's $22 on Steam. Everyone seems to love it, and they love it so much. It is a early access game, and yeah, like I said, it's only $22. So it's you're a Viking, and you go around realms, and there's not just stuff where it's just crafting. There's, like legit the bosses, not necessarily so much of a story, but there's like enemies in the world, so it's kind of combining like the addictive parts of like a combat system of like a WoW or another kind of MMO, and then the survival part of Minecraft, and kind of making it like a delicious Viking sandwich. It's sold so many games. So far, it's already on the way to being almost at 1 million. I think that they hit 250,000 concurrent people on Steam, which is absolutely insane for a tiny game made of very large Vikings, or just any early access game. So let's look at this article by IGN, where they're just everyone's surprised by how popular it is, and why you are going to be bullied on the playground if you don't go get the game right now by kids who are probably cooler, older, and more stylish than you. Valheim appears to have Steam's biggest ever launch for a survival game. Kind of mind-blowing. On February 14th, Valheim hit an all-time peak of 367,443 players, 2 weeks after its February 2nd release. Compared to other games like Rust and Ark, it took them a very long time, and they actually didn't even get that number of concurrents in the entire time since it's been released. In 2014, Rust only hit more than 100,000 concurrent players in March 2020, after being out for 6 years. Ark had a faster trajectory, where it took 100,000 people after, about 1.5 years. Valheim has grown far ahead of its other competition within the same genre, and it looks like PUBG, but PUBG even took 3 months to hit that same kind of number. It was kind of like that new battle royale genre at that time. It's been about 4 years, which makes me feel old. God damn, it's already been 4 years. Jesus Christ. So yeah, basically they're saying that this is a really big indie game and everyone's losing their mind about it. On Steam, there's no real other survival game that's been that popular within such a short amount of time. Most of the other games that it would be compared with would be AAA games, such as Cyberpunk, or, I don't know, like literally any other AAA game. Why are you guys even listening? And a majority of this game is basically just like building stuff, trying to survive, trying to get resources, exploring the realm. I've been watching a couple people playing on Twitch, and when they look at the world map and how much you actually explore, it's insane. Because the world's so big, you can just throw in hours and hours and hours of your time to basically make this a second job full time. You could probably go to Steam and try to like file a form where you could somehow get wages and like get a W-2, because it's essentially just a second job, maybe even a second life. You like that? That was a reference. We rolled it all in, and it seems to be something that makes it so someone like me, where they have a really hard time focusing on like the creative part of it, they don't have to. You go collect resources and you stockpile them. You can either kind of do that, or you can just try to create stuff with resources that other people in your realm have already made and put back into a base. You can play this with a lot of your friends too. which I think is a big draw for a lot of people in these survival games where they're like, hey, let's go play with my friend Timmy, because Timmy is the ultimate woodcutter. And you can play with a lot of your friends in that kind of aspect where you get everyone together, and it's a good multiplayer game where it's not, you don't need someone to be super cracked out at Fortnite and they need to be cranky 90s, but they're building the next highest skyscraper out of wood or whatever. I don't play that game enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't need to be super amazing at this game. It's right now in early access, so they're probably going to keep adding to it. This dev, the dev's name I believe is Coffee Stain, and I'm really glad that an indie studio can even survive in 2021 when you have games that are coming out that are just so massive and they're just behemoths. It seems almost unfair because it's never been easier for indies to actually make stuff with the tools they have, but also it's never been harder for them to succeed because there's so many small indie games. They get totally overshadowed on Steam and other kinds of digital marketplaces by these giant AAA studios that just kind of push everything else down so much. I'm really glad that every now and then you see, hey, like, wow, this is really interesting, let's go check this out. And it's not necessarily, you know, something that's even a AA game. It's just a couple people that had a really good idea and they refined that mechanic loop down to the fun, 30-second loop of either fighting an enemy or traversing the world. This game has really detailed like boat physics where you need to travel around the water, sailboat physics. Obviously Vikings, they like their sailboats. It's really cool to see creativity too, which also is kind of pushed down by AAA where you need something to succeed because you have 1,000 employees that have all made this game and it needs to be successful, and you have like 10 people with their hands on the story and stuff. But this is just like, hey, here's our idea. There's not a super detailed storyline, but there's bosses and this and that and the other thing. And hey, you can actually make something pretty successful. So yeah, that's about all I have to talk about that Valheim game. I actually can't play it right now on my computer because it's so janky, but I will try still to download it and play it. So yeah, if you guys want to add me, maybe leave a comment. Check out my Twitter, which is just Wangless. I got a Twitch too, which is Wangless. I got a Patreon. All those links are down below in the description. Please smash like, leave a comment, whatever, do whatever you want. Maybe don't. Sleep mode engaged. Bye bye. Bye friends. Goodbye. Ugh, feel crunch. This is just my life now.